Hello.
Hello.
I'm Mike.
Hang on. Gonna mute everybody.
Recording in progress.
All right, everybody. Welcome, especially you, Desi, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Friday, January 7th of 2022. This is the one and only TRC Telemarketing Training, where I am proud of all of my main team owners, players, organizers, and all of the telemarketers who have done unbelievable work through 2021 to evolve formulas, systems that are working really well. And we can find ourselves obviously bringing the new people up to speed, but really having you experts get into that later stage of a telemarketing call where you can really be helpful to people. Remember that the premise that we approach what we do here from a telemarketing or outbound call mentality is to be very, very trainable, meaning we have very clear scripts with very precise language. Whether you would say that or not is irrelevant, right? This is very important to understand, to stay to the precision of the words, especially in the first beats of any of these scripts, to tighten that up. One of the distinctions we made this week with all the mastermind members was role play is not for this call, but it is for inside your office, or if you want to connect with each other and you want to repeat those words over and over so they get wired, so you train faster, so that you can get to the higher level. When you ask the why and you ask how motivated on a scale of 1 to 10, you become that really good listener who says, I wonder if my team could solve that problem sooner than later. So you begin to understand their context. So when you're trained in the precision of the words, you stay there. It allows you to get to the point where you want them to open up their minds to you and what their motivations are and help guide them so that they can really start to speak to you and you can say, I think we can help. We have to slow down, okay? It's a big theme here. We have to slow down. People are rushing through nerves, insecurities, whatever. Remember, whenever you get lost in the woods, per se, just take a beat. It's all you have to do. You have to slow down, take a beat, and understand that there's a human on the other end of the line that simply needs help. Yes, some of them are gruff. Some of them make you feel uncomfortable. But that's why, and I look at all the people that show up in the sales training call, and yesterday we did a campfire call. The campfire is all about what you're helping them with. And that's what makes us unique here. You're helping them with a plan. And if you're not connected to that plan and you and your team lead don't connect to that plan and then role play how to get that plan in somebody's hands, that's where you start, right? There are fundamentals to anything we do in life. We have them here at the TRC, a seller plan and a buyer plan. Why would anybody ever do business with us? Because we have a plan, period. That's where you start. So get attached to the package of information you're offering to somebody. And if you're making circle prospecting, get attached to one piece of it, the market update. All of this is curated, organized, and sent information to somebody who needs it because they have context that's relevant. Like I always quip, we're not going to save Lazarus from the dead. Somebody that's not going to give us a chance or doesn't want the information or doesn't have context, that's not for you. Your job is to filter through the people that really need help, that are really willing to get your help and will really listen to you, okay? So all that precedes you actually saying the words. If you start to go through the motions, you're just saying words every week, then you're getting disconnected from the body of work and its importance. You have to know that this work matters. It matters to these people. We change lives. When somebody's dying and somebody's worried that they're not going to be able to afford it, when somebody's getting divorced, when somebody just wants to move on with life, get closer to kids, downsize, upsize, this is a big deal. And you need to stay, attentive to the fact that we're in the service business. When in doubt, be of service, okay? So there's my warm-up. And then I know some of you have been kind enough to already be out in front of this and send me some stuff. So let's see. First one that I have is Sarah Corey. So Sarah, I muted the mics just so you know, so when everybody comes in hot and forgets, you have to unmute your mic if I call on your name or you want to make a comment or question. Please be respectful. I am a very direct coach. You know that, right? And it's not that you need thick skin, but I'm trying to cut to the chase very quickly with you when I coach you so that you can stop all the noise that's going on in your head. We can stop the fear. We can stop the preconditioned stuff that you bring to us that doesn't apply here. So I want to be direct with people. Please don't interfere with me when I'm in that moment. I've been coaching a long time. I know how far I can go and how fast I can go with each of you. You have to trust me. If you want to comment, when I'm done, I will always ask for participation. Always be humble enough to listen to what your take is or how it provokes you. So let me finish when I'm working with somebody, okay, one-on-one, and that's how you can see how it relates to you, then ask, okay? That's all I ask, that only courtesy, and we stay proactive in this. All right, Sarah Corey or whomever she sent it for, was it SV? Because I don't see Sarah here, SV, so maybe it's yours?
Yeah, you have my call.
All right, bravo. Here we go. Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Ila.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, and you?
Good, thank you so much for the follow-up.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, thank you. So tell me a little bit about what's been going on your end, because the last time we spoke, I know that you were going to get financing, or you were going to try to get financing from Magenta. How did that go?
Yeah, so I kind of didn't follow up on anything regarding that, I think, after we last spoke. But looks like I have better finances in terms of my bank balance now. And even though I don't have a permanent job, I've been having like a continuing employment. And like the next year also.
You're no longer part-time. Are you full-time now at least?
Yes, I am full-time now.
Okay, good.
And I am, so I have close to 50K in my bank now. And I'm also married now. So my husband has a permanent job. And looks like our finances seem better now.
Okay.
And
that's really exciting. Congratulations. I'm glad things are kind of working. You've been working really hard towards kind of, being a little bit more financially free. So why don't we do this then? Let me connect you with one of my buyer specialists. I can set up a Zoom call for both you and your husband. That way we can just kind of go over some of the steps that we will have to take. At the same time, we will introduce you to a mortgage broker, and let's start building that application again. That way, depending on what kind of lender, we can submit it to the right type of lender and get all the documents and things like that. But at least this way we can bring you up to speed where the market is right now and the best way for us to plan to get you a really good deal. Because Ila, one thing that's really nice right now, this little space, this couple of months before we hit that spring market is a really good time to buy because you have less people in the market. Less people to compete with.
Okay.
So what, in the next couple of days or so, what's a time that you and your husband will both be free for a Zoom call?
So I think we can be free after 5 if that's okay with you, or would you prefer a time before 5?
After 5 will work. I have somebody in mind for you. She's done quite a bit of work with first-time home buyers, so she'll definitely kind of go through all the things we want to educate you basically through this process and kind of guide you through, give you a little bit more insight, and then we can plan accordingly where to look, what we're going to buy based on your numbers after we get them back, what that buying power is, what kind of home that's actually going to buy.
Okay, I'm going to stop. Why all of this, right?
She's a high C personality. She's actually been with me as a prospect since 2020.
Yeah.
And she was one when we kind of started using your process and doing the package, market updates, sold listings. So she's kind of been through that with me. And then over the holidays, she reached out saying like, "Hey, I'm ready to go." So this is kind of like an acute, like where it's gotten to. But we've always talked like this. Because she's super thorough about anything. I always try to be super thorough with her.
Okay, well, don't get insecure about it, though. What I would say is if it took you that to get to this point, just close her. She's closing. You know what I mean? Like she's ready. She had zero
Yeah.
resistance to the Zoom meeting. What I would rather have happen here, just for the sake of efficiency, to get on to the next one, because you've clearly, SV, you do such a good job setting these people up that when you send me a call like this, it's hi Sarah. You know what I mean? It's like that's a testimony to the previous work where you probably had to go through that. I just don't think it's all necessary here. You have to know how to refine. And look, it's always a matter of time management, right? I mean, again, for you to be more successful, I would like to see more efficiency than this, right? Because it'll sound weird when I say this, but you're getting high off of this conversation here, right? And there are times where you begin to kind of lose yourself. I just heard it there as I was listening. It's subtle. This is all good, Sarah. Like, but you're so, like, I always say this, you're compliment you in front of everybody so they know how long we've been working together. You're such a consummate pro that I want you to try to do less. I used to have the same insecurity that, oh my gosh, I got to keep selling him. I got to keep going deep. And this is the way he is. And I got to, we sell ourselves, okay? Rather than hear what's going on in front of you. You own this relationship together. She trusts you. So all you really have to do is give her a summary, but you're going microeconomically into what this all means and what will happen. And she likes it. Don't get me wrong. She likes it. But we have to be secure enough that this is going on to an agent who's going to get the note. She's a high C. So Sarah Corey or whoever applies this to the choice of agents, make sure it is somebody who's not too high I. Make sure it is somebody who you say, look, at the way that I cultured this one was she's high C, she likes details. But for you, you can say, look, what happens from here is this, right? They're going to sit with you and they're going to talk about how the market is, because as your representative in the field, it's important that they educate you on being represented properly with information. You've already taken care of the financing part, which is step 2. The next part is they're going to get you, those solds I sent you, we'll see what's even more recently sold. So we kind of jump onto the train. And then that way, between where you are pre-approved, what the money's buying today, not when I sent you the package, then you and the agent could go out, see a few of your favorites, refine it. And if it has to go back online, now we really know what we're looking for. And that goes back and forth until we get in the field. You give some feedback on what you like and don't like. And then it ends up in an offer and we close with care, right? So I'm just going through the buyer pinwheel that you gave her. And that really is, we give them the what to do information in the form of the infographic, and the deep dive for somebody like her would be the full-blown course. So you're right. She has gotten all the high C information that she could indulge in. But remember, with a high C, too much information can also paralyze them. You have to remember that. You start talking at her, she can starfish out on you, right? I mean, you just get like starfished, right? It's too much. Because now it's like, all right, let me now match you with a person who will take you methodically through this. You could have spent more time there. All right, let me get you the buyer agent. I'm going to talk to Sarah in my office about getting you set up with somebody who's very good at the details, because I know you like the details. Would that be okay? Continue to co-create the pass-off more so than the details, because you're not the buyer agent, right? You're the telemarketer, BDA, business development, so that you did the job. You developed the business. It's there. The handoff now should have more attention. Okay, here's what's next. We kind of started, but there's a 6-step process. As you know, you have it. If you want to go back and review that. But I'm going to put you with somebody who I believe is methodical and detailed like you, and we'll get it going. Would that be okay? Wonderful. Next. Right? You can still be nurturing. I know what you think, but you're taking the accordion and you're pulling out so far. Look, I'm showing on my screen 3 minutes and 18 seconds, and there's still a long way to go, right? It goes to 6 minutes and 44 seconds. Now, to some people, they would say, well, she's really sinking in the setup for the client relationship. I wouldn't disagree, but we're pros here, you and I. And I'm just saying, I don't think you need to do this because there might be a diminishing return, right? And the diminishing return could be too much talking at a high C. See, why do we send the package to high Cs? Because at their pace, they can read, highlight, do everything, right? But when we talk, they may or may not be auditorily able to process that. In my experience, most high Cs can't. You need to really slow it down with visual aids so that they can have that process. They're analytical. That's why you see a lot of high Cs in accounting, or even like fine work, like orthodontics and those types of things, right? People that like them and they like their process at their speed. You speak wildly fast. You're way better these days, but you see what I mean? There's a conflict. So what you think you're doing might, I'm not saying it did, but it might begin to have a diminishing return. It worked to this point. Bravo. Follow-up is excellent. Package is there. All good. Good business. But 6 minutes and 44 seconds could be better spent nurturing this massive list. By the way, just out of curiosity, because we're going to get heavily into list discussion here and all these spreadsheets. And Sarah Corey's job this week was to get these spreadsheets done, out to you guys, understood, so that when we come here, they're discussable. I'm curious in the database, how many, and I know there's going to be huge cleanup when I use this term, prospects as defined in this group is very rigorous now. They must have a real why. They must have a real reason, to be a 9 to 10 inside the next 12 months. And you've identified that. How many of those people, even though they'll be editing and you've let some through that weren't, how many do you have responsible? Are you responsible for? How many?
I can say a good list of, I'd say about 50 people.
In the database,
Buyers.
that's all that's marked.
No, I mean that I know that are going to be good. Hold
on. I get that. I get that you understand me there, okay? And I want to see that list, and I want to challenge you on that list, okay? But what I'm asking you is something different. In the database, Sarah Van's name is attached to how many people that are tagged as prospects?
Oh, about over 300.
Okay, there's my point. It's too many.
Yeah.
You follow me? It's too many. So what that means is your opportunity, because we had the same problem, right? Kathy Dillon will tell you that she inherited a list of 350 or so people. Now it's coming down and down and down as we clean it up, that were inaccurately established as prospects. Because my dear, if you and Kathy Dillon had 300 prospects and you were in command of every one of them, you would make us a very happy people, right? Right?
Yeah.
You, me, her, everybody. If we have that, and that's a great goal. But in the beginning, what we're establishing is just know the top 20 that are going to turn at least inside of 12 months. And then bring that 12 months down, that top 20 is inside of 6, and then inside of 120 days, right? We're trying to squeeze the cleanliness of the list. That's the new standard for 22. We know we have the tools to do it. We know the talent, the scripts, but we need the discipline. So when you spend 6 minutes and 44 seconds on something that is done, you did it. This is one of those people that's graduating off of that top 20 list into an appointment. You follow me?
Yeah.
Got it?
You made a really good point too. I think one of the things I do is I worry that I'm not doing enough. So I end up going too into detail because I want to be able to set the agent up for success so that they understand walking in that it's a clean handout. But you're right. She wants an appointment. I should just set it up.
That's our own sales insecurity. And I suffered from it for years. I would go into a listing presentation and I would just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. And at some point in time, I realized that it was having a diminishing return. Even if they were asking me questions and the talking was me answering, I had lost control over the structure of what was happening. With a system, it simplifies that. So that's why I'm saying you have to trust the system. You gave it to her. She has it. She consumed it. Now reiterate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what you're going to review with the agent, okay? And I'm going to get you somebody who goes nice and slow with the details because I know that's what you like. Would that be okay? Have her co-create it, right? That's it. That's it. And get to the 300. Start cleaning them up. Start finding out who they are. There's the opportunity, not here. It's like, how many times can you sell the lady on the appointment, like in 6 minutes and 44 seconds? 15, right? You follow
Okay,
me?
fair enough.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's done. It's done. Take it out of the oven and move it along, okay? Or you're going to burn it. That's what I mean by diminishing returns. You're burning it. You're overwhelming her. Now the agent comes in
Okay.
and says, geez, I thought you told me it was good. I mean, man, she was all discombobulated. And you don't even realize that you had a part in that, right? What do you mean? I had such a
Right.
great relationship. Nah, that's why we do the coaching, because we can hear it, right?
Yeah.
Cool?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, bravo. Good job, though. And I appreciate you always being game for this. All right, let's see. Okay, Sarah, that was it. Carla, you have to unmute me.
Yes.
Yeah, there
Yes,
you are.
I'm here.
How are you,
I'm
darling?
here,
Happy
Danny.
New Year.
Good. Happy New Year. How are you?
Good, good. Okay, so you have a couple here. Let's. Here's 2 cash offer recordings.
Send you a couple. These are cash offers.
Good.
I'm working with Homevester. I do this once a week.
Good.
Trying to help on the old. These are really old. I don't know. Barbara's on the phone as well.
Good.
She's been
Hi,
giving
Barbara.
me old numbers to
Good,
call.
good,
Yep.
good. All good. Now remember, ladies, this has to sound scripted, and this is newer to us, right? So I want to make sure we're following the script. So just in advance, that's what I'm looking for, because where we left off on this, there's huge opportunity there for Scott. And ladies, I know you've been doing great, especially Barb. You've been doing a good job. And last time we left off, Barb actually ended up taking an up call. I don't want people running around in chaos on these calls, whether they're long-term follow-up or they're inbound. Everything is scripted. We should never feel like we're way off. We should be able to take a call in the car, on the fly, for an inbound, following a structured call, right? Because we're in control. As long as we verify, and like Kyle told me, the inbounds are recorded anyway, so it's not like we're losing these people. So it's all about, sort of the Zen I want to bring to this, where I empower you all to be in control of yourself and subsequently these calls. So remember, I'm looking for structure, right? Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob.
Right now, though, the inbound calls are not getting recorded. Nothing is recording for me at this point. We're having problems.
Okay.
So it's not even ringing for me.
Got it.
I get a ding and then I call them back.
Yeah,
So
weird.
it's been
That's weird. Okay. Well, what I meant was Kyle was telling me that when an inbound comes from Homevestors, it's an auto record. Okay. So
it's supposed to.
Okay. All right, good. Well, we'll fix that. I'm not so worried about the tech. I'm more interested in picking up the body of work on this cash offer side, because we have multiple people in the group that have this, right? They have a wholesale side to their business. So what was interesting to me last time, Barbara, when we left off on the inbounds, and I know these aren't inbound recordings, so unfortunately you tell me we have a tech issue. What I'm saying, though, is the inbound is still structured and controlled. And last time it was chaos, and there's no need for that, because we're in control. They're calling you because they need you, right? So we just stay in control of what it is, and we set it up with scripting. We want to really get good at scripting to help you stay in control and get as many opportunities. But let's listen to these. Obviously, these are different. And all of you that do wholesale, because there are a fistful of you out there in this group that also do wholesale purchasing. Several people in this group own the Homevestors franchise for their area. So this is what wholesale purchasing calls sound like. It's a cash offer. So the cash offer in marketing is made. It's very compelling to a lot of people who are in trouble, need a buyer, whatever the case may be, don't want the aggravation. So that's what you're listening to here. That's the context. And you'll see me try to adhere to the same formula that I would for expireds, circle prospecting, just listed, just sold, probates, doesn't matter. It's the same formula. So here we go.
Yeah. Yes, good morning. May I please speak to Rose?
This is she speaking.
Oh, hi, Rose. This is Carla with Homevestors. I was calling you because I noticed you were looking for a cash offer a while back for your home on East 75th Street in Los Angeles. So what I'd like to do is set you up with our buyer specialist, who will give you a cash offer in as quick as 24 hours. May I do that?
Of course, that sounds great.
Okay. I just need to confirm the address is 1756 East 75th Street, Los Angeles, California, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, wonderful. And by the way, it does look like a good property. Why are you trying to sell it?
Well, I'm going to be moving back. Plan to move back east. I would be close to my family.
Well, that sounds like a very good reason. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you on trying to sell it, do you think, at this time?
Oh, probably around 8 or 9.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Well, let me get you set up with Scott Jones. He's the investor who handles that area. And we could do it, let's say, Monday. Would that 10 and 11 a.m. Monday morning?
That's the perfect time, yes.
All right, I'm just going to stop. Perfection. I don't know what else to say. Perfection. Brilliant. Damn, are you good? You with me?
Well, I'm here, Daddy. But just so you know, the next call isn't as perfect.
I don't care.
But I want to send you
Hold
things.
on, Carla.
Yeah.
Please don't harpoon yourself after I'm giving you the
Okay.
pedestal and the gold medal
Thank
in
you.
front of the crowd.
No, thank you.
Please, I just put the
Okay, thank
tiara
you.
on your head. You just won, right? Okay. Don't throw it on
Right,
the ground
thank
and
you.
tell me next year I won't win. Unbelievably good. Like
Okay, I'm glad.
that is perfection. I want you to send it to Scott, and I want you to send it to Kyle, and I want you to tell people he said this was perfection, because it is.
Okay.
I cannot ask for a better pace. I cannot ask for more precise language than that, right? And because cash offers are
Right.
different, you could cut to the chase. You can see, and thank you, my dear, for validating the script that is always theoretical until it's actual, right? So we wrote it, you
Right.
put it together, you crushed
Yep.
that call. It's a
Oh,
walk
good.
off.
I'm glad.
And Sarah Van, to that point, right? Like, look at the speed. She's already into and I get it, cash offers are different. There's no, this is what I want, right? It's a minute and 9 seconds, and she's already taking down the address and the time. Okay. Now, of course, to get a perfect call, right, we need somebody like that gal. That gal was pleasant. She was wonderful. She had a reason. It was wonderful. So there are times where, Jupiter aligns with Mars, Carla. I get it. I
Right.
get that that's what happened.
Right.
But that's the benefit of being consistent and persistent throughout, 52 weeks of the year. There are moments like this that are very rewarding for not just you, but for us to be able to share it in a forum like that. And there have been times where your low self-esteem moments, which just cropped its head right when I was trying to compliment you, have really undermined how good you are. Okay? That is
Okay, thank you.
That was brilliant. Okay? Beautiful. I cannot
Okay,
ask for
thank you.
more precision and trainability. The trainability and the coachability. I know the coaching part is hard. That's why I want to celebrate over the top when there's a victory. That's the reward of diligence, right? That's the reward of taking
Yeah.
the quote unquote beating when we listen to them, right? That is just, I
Right.
couldn't be happier for you. I'm giddy. You made my Friday. Okay. Now,
Okay, good. I'm glad.
now let's roll up our sleeves and go to work, because you're telling me the next
Yeah.
one's not as good. Let's see how disciplined you are when something's not as smooth, because the tennis player on the other side isn't as smooth. Let's see. Here we go.
Right. Okay. Oh, good morning. I was trying to reach Christy Michaels.
Who's calling?
My name is Carla with Home Investors. She had reached out to us a while back. She was looking for a cash offer for her home out in Los Angeles. I was just calling to let her know I could connect her to a buyer specialist who could give her a cash offer in as quick as 24 hours if that's something still of interest.
A cash offer for what? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. For her home on Mariposa in Los Angeles. She had
Right.
contacted us a while back. She was looking
Yeah,
for.
this is her husband, John.
Oh, okay. Hi, John. How are you? Happy holidays.
Thank you. You as well. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Is that something
Okay,
still?
and, so when you say a cash offer for the house, that's to buy it as is,
Correct.
and it's in beautiful shape, by the way. And we're curious. We're curious, to be completely honest with you. But if the price is an offer that we can't refuse, not to quote the Godfather, we'd be interested.
Okay.
This is a very safe environment. Today, I feel there's a premium on that, living in a gated community with the police chief living, less than a quarter mile from me.
Oh, very nice.
And a fire chief as well. So it's a very safe area. I don't know what that means anymore, but I think there's probably a premium, I would imagine.
Right.
how much would you say the cash offer would be?
Well, I'd have to get you in to connect you with the gentleman who's our investor, Scott Jones, who handles that department. I could have him contact you right after the holidays if you'd like. I could set up
Okay.
a phone consultation, say
All
next
right.
Monday or Tuesday morning. He'd be more.
Okay. I think this is great so far again, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to stop it there. I don't know
Okay.
what happens from here, but it's not as straightforward. But I'm only a minute and 44 and you're into already booking it again. So you're becoming super
Right.
efficient. And I'm going to tell you why. In the beginning, what you've learned to do is not pause and get all weird. Okay? You told this guy who could presumably be her husband or partner, whatever. Okay? Who knows?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And you just got the whole first opening line about why, right? That she had asked for
Right.
this. So you were calling to this because you wanted to set up with a buyer specialist, right? That's what's in it for her. I know you have this context with us, and I want to get you this thing that will benefit you because you could get the cash offer in as quick as 24 hours. That's the benefit. That's why we worked on the script to say those things, because it works, right? So what's
It does. It
yeah,
does.
right? So we're only a minute 44. What you also did well was you just reiterate when he said, this is her husband. Oh, wonderful. Would there still be interest in that offer? Right? So great. You gave it, didn't waste any time. Just reiterate, would there still be interested? Well, and then you let him go. He lets the air out of his own balloon. He wants to tell you how great the gold nails are on the gate and the police chief and, blah, blah, blah. Isn't this great? And I'll just be curious. Oh, yeah. Well, I know you're curious, right? So I'd like to get the buyer specialist out there. By the way, let me ask you, while I have you, just take back control. By the way, while I have you, let me ask you this. Don't let him keep going. We know he's a hot air balloon, right? So just go right back into it with that beat, right? And say, hey, by the way, while I have you, sounds like a beautiful house in a beautiful neighborhood. Why are you trying to sell it? Boom. Use his words. I was listening. Sounds fabulous. Why? Okay. How motivated? Because he said, we're just curious. So you're booking the appointment, but you skip the why, right? I don't know if
You're
you get
exactly right.
Yeah.
This is where I messed up at the very end.
Okay.
And I have my script in front of
I
me.
know.
He got,
Carla,
this is why I wanted to send it to you.
Carla, when anybody in this group has somebody that breaks the rhythm, like the first one is perfection, because like I said, you had a good tennis player on the other side. She was a wonderful girl.
Yeah,
You could feel her spirit, like she's non, boom, 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 boom. It's a rhythm, right? This is not, because there's a pause where he does his soliloquy, right? And you got to wait in the audience patiently. Well, that's the time to just go, all right, I'm listening, but where am I in my script? Put your finger down on it, right?
Yep.
Because that's the training that is not as intuitive as when you're going back and forth, okay? And so what happens is you just start to close, and your close is weird. Like, why are we going for a Zoom call? Why are we going after the holidays, right? All that is your noise in your head compromising.
Yep.
Just stay with what's in front of you. I mean, this guy might want him to come out on Christmas Eve, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you don't know that. I mean, he might not celebrate Christmas. So don't make assumptions in your head. Just stay with what's black and white in front of you. Let's listen to the rest of it, okay?
Yeah. Okay. More than happy to contact you and go over any questions you have.
I see. Okay. Why don't we give you? Do you want to send it? How do you send it? Make the appointments by email or Google Maps or?
Yeah, actually, I would just set the appointment and I'll have him contact you either Monday or Tuesday. I can send you a little.
All right, good. We'll stop it there because you know what's missing. You don't ask him why. You don't ask him how motivated. So now you've
exactly.
you've booked,
no, I didn't. That's where I screwed up right there.
So you've booked Scott for an appointment that is not qualified.
Right.
That's the problem,
right?
Exactly. So we don't know whether we're sending Scott on a waste of time. So it's that discipline, even with cash offers, to make sure it's a good one, right?
Yep.
Well, it's a beautiful house. It's perfect. We're just curious. What would you give us? Now, Scott could flip them to retail, But if there's still not a real why they're moving and a motivation, he can't make a wholesale offer and he can't flip them to retail because now he's got to find that out, right?
Yes, that's where I messed up. Yep.
Well, don't be. It's not a beat. Go ahead, Barbara. Barbara, go ahead. Go ahead.
He just wants to get into the house. He doesn't want any whys or anything. He wants into the house.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what he wants. I don't care what he wants. I'm here to protect his time. Scott has lost an enormous amount of money with that attitude, Barbara. You can have him call me, right? That's a waste of. It's a waste of his time. It's a waste of his money. You don't want to just get into a house for the sake of just getting into a house. You want to get into a house where there's an opportunity. Otherwise, it's a colossal waste of his time. Okay? So that's what we're doing here. This is clean up on aisle 5 for him, for you, and anybody. So don't explain it away. I'll deal with him, right? It's not right.
Okay.
That's a very poor standard. I'm going to tell you why, Barbara. How many leads do you think he has gotten from Homevestors where he went out and they really weren't ready and then nobody followed up? You think that happens a lot?
Yes, I do follow up, but yes.
No, Barbara. It happens all the time. And in Homevestor situations, we're talking $50,000 events on a flip. It happens all the time in retail and wholesale. Why? People go out to houses just because they got to get in the house. It's a junkie's mentality. It has to stop. And on my watch, it's going to stop. It's a waste of time. I'm one of them. I've already been the junkie that couldn't wait to get in every house and had no strategy. The minute I slowed down and made sure there was a real reason why, that they were motivated, and there was a reason for me to be there to add insight to the situation and have a viable chance to either set it up for business or do business right there, it's about doing good business. That's not good business when we just go out to houses. It takes time, energy, effort, and we're looking for opportunity cost here. And I know, and this is why we have a script now for this. This is why you're going to get an inbound script tightened up. This is why she's getting an outbound script tightened up, because you heard the first one. It works. I can't wait for him to go to the first one. Okay? Get him in that house. Yes. Second one, I'm not feeling it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
No, you're right. Why, when, and motivation. Why, when, and motivation.
Yeah, well, there's zero.
Why, when,
well,
motivation.
You're right. There's no qualification. There's none.
Yeah.
There's none.
No.
The guy tells you how great it is. So Scott goes out and goes, "Oh, this is great. I would never take a wholesale offer." Now what? Now what?
Now what? Right.
Yeah, right. We were just curious. Now what? Right?
Right.
We could have asked in 3.
No, you're right.
Like it takes 20 seconds to find out. Look, sounds fantastic. Why? Right?
Why?
Yeah.
Yep.
So don't blow through the stop signs. I mean, on an inbound call, it's still the same, because a lot of these people, Barbara, calling on inbound see this really compelling offer, no hassle, and they're thinking full price. I don't have to do anything. A lot of people are delusional. So qualification is everything to make sure you don't have a delusional, right? So there you go. Right. Scott needs to spend his time with you two, making sure that all the stuff that he's losing that's already in the database. I say this to Duran every week when we talk. We have to stop losing money inside of our own business. Sarah Van, 300 names. Kathy Dillon, 300 names. We're losing money inside our own business because we can't wait to go out, scrape the cream like a junkie. Stop, all of you. It's not good. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I'll beat Scott up for you. I'll beat Scott up for you. Tell him Happy New Year. Danny wants to beat you up. All right.
All righty.
I love Scott. You know that. I've been begging him to let you two loose on this for years, and here we are, ladies. You're killing it. I love it. Right? Just trust me.
Thanks.
It's already getting better for you two, but trust me, okay?
Yes.
Scott trusts me, right? He trusts me. He knows what I'm doing.
Yes.
All right, Sativa and Desi, ladies, come on down.
Here.
Sativa and Desi, because
ready.
you all are so far out ahead of it with stats that let's talk about this week. We've got 16 hours Sativa put in, 1,057 attempts, 21 live conversations, and 20 delete contacts. One of the things, thanks to you, Sativa and Desi, one of the things that I have determined that we're going to do in my business, and I would suggest to all of you, a live conversation is what we just listened to, those two, okay? Where it's a new conversation. Somebody has been brought to a conclusion, a package, or a delete contact, okay? Last week, before you guys had one other telemarketer who's no longer with us, the problem was that there was a lot of, oh, well, I picked up the phone because this guy didn't get the package. And that's not a conversation I'm interested in for this purpose, right? I think it's valid. I think if you wanted to keep track of that, hey, Desi, there was a lot of maintenance calls this week. I had to get this guy or that gal. That's fine. But let's just look at what it really takes each week in the hours, in the dials, to get somebody to pick up the phone where we substantially get into the script and have a substantial outcome. Hopefully it's as clean as package sent or delete contact because they didn't want it. That's an ideal week. I understand there's some play in that, but we don't have to just keep saying, oh, I got this and it was a hang up. Sativa, because you do such great volume, I'd love to hear some of the hang-ups, okay? I like recordings where you get dumped because I have to just check from time to time. It's not an atrophy in what you say in the opening line. The reason why I gave Carla, the Laurel headdress of the week was because there was no hesitation in the beginning. She took control of that call, regardless of who was on the phone in both cases. So I want to make sure in the delete contacts, when you all get hung up on, it's not because you pause, you stutter, you don't say it correctly. We just have to, from time to time, check the delete contact ones to make sure it's a valid delete contact that's not on us, me, you, Desi. Got it? So try to bring me the substantial live conversations next week versus all of them. Right? And these might be, I don't know. I mean, you might be getting down the road further than I'm saying, but I appreciate the fact that you two have already bought into the spreadsheet and are using it, right? So a lot of you, I'm not showing my screen, gang, but you know what's what. I'm staring at what you're all supposed to have downloaded and set up. It's under the measurement module for all the mastermind members. You need to go in the measurement module on Teachable. You need to set up your GCI tracker, your telemarketing tracker, and your contact pipeline manager. All three of those things are a must. We have brand new videos up there by Serena. They're stupid simple. They're short. The longest one is 10 minutes long for the contact pipeline. The others are like a minute, 2 minutes. So go set this up. That's why Desi and Sativa and Eli are tight on this. And this is why somebody's no longer working for them, because you have to play this game or it's not a fit, right?
Annie, you said GCI tracker, contact pipeline. What was the last one?
They're right there, Paul. Just go under measurement. There are the 6 videos. They'll be self-explanatory, right? So GCI, telemarketing, pipeline manager. They're right there. 6 videos. The owners has to be set up. Then they're shared with team. We did ours yesterday as a team. And so what I recommend, if she has capacity, because she's out and she's studying for some designation, you could hire Serena to walk the team through it. Okay. Good.
I'm going to point out.
Oh, hold on, Alexis, go ahead first.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to listen.
I have a question. Are you saying I can talk?
Yes, go ahead. Yep.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. I did not get in any recordings today because I've been off.
Yep, no problem.
And I am in the process of setting up my 2022 now that I'm back.
Yes, good.
And my questions are, do I take my 2021 people and I transfer them over to 2022?
Well, your contact pipeline manager, if you have one, I just have to get Serena to answer the question. Kathy Dillon, would you remind me to, or if you have Serena's email, you could start a group email. Can you ask her if the contact pipeline manager that's being used by people needs to be updated if they have an older version because of Google tech changes?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I went into the 2022, and when I tried to delete the sample information so I could put my stuff in there, I got an error reading.
Yeah, something,
and it wouldn't let me proceed any further.
Yeah, then something's wrong. So you might have to wait till Tuesday now to go through it.
No worries.
Or just get Adam. I've told Adam, by the way, I appreciated you being on the last couple of mastermind calls too, to help him get some of this done. So I want him to give you access to the Teachable site to set up the owner sheet, or you should do it together. And if there shouldn't be an issue if you follow those things precisely. Okay, but if you're trying to
he's already done that.
Okay, did he share it with you, the video?
I've gone through the videos myself. He shared Teachable with me.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So I've been setting that up, and that's how I got the error message.
Did you set up the owner's telemarketer sheet first, or did he?
I did.
Okay. All right. Go back and watch the videos again, and if not, you'll see me on the helpline. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the helpline.
Yeah. Good. Awesome.
Okay.
And I know
then the other.
Yeah, I know you were
question I had.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is I know that we're measuring calls and stuff like that. When we have meetings, where in the world do we put that on the telemarketing tracker? It's not a telemarketing activity, and it deletes from the call. So,
okay,
Adam wants to be able to see all my hours at one time. So, how would I track that?
Oh yeah, that doesn't go on the telemarketing tracker.
I didn't think so. So I just tell him that.
Yes,
I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, correct. You keep that off campus. This is hey Grant. Grant, can you hear?
And for Kelly.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, good. So yeah, that's just separate. That's what I was explaining to Sativa. I think the evolution of the last 2 weeks to everybody here. Let's try to get the hours right. You know, please don't cheat on your hours. Worst thing you can do. We've had cheaters and they're no longer in this group. Don't do that. It's just dumb, right? And it doesn't serve you well. Get your hours accurately when you're making your outbound calls, not all your admin work. Kathy and I talked about that too. She doesn't have to put that there. We want to know, your admin work for the calls, right? So if you're in front of this and you got to look up on MLS before you make a call, that's included. That's all part of the job, right? That when you're in call mode, not the meetings she's talking about that are separate to talk about what's happening, but the actual act of taking this. I want to hear that anecdote from you, right? Well, Danny, I'm not just making an outbound call. I have to look at the house. I have to do this. Then we can see your workflow and we can make a determination that maybe we're wasting your time. Okay. So the more transparent you are about the hours when you're actually in the box to make the calls, not everything's a dial. Okay. And if any of my masterminds are making you just say dial, well, then they're doing something wrong too. So somewhere in there's this Goldilocks moment where a little bit of admin, a little bit of dial makes for the best outcome. Okay. So I want to know about that each week. So you tell me about ladies and gents that are making these calls, be transparent about that because that tells us the reality of the workflow and we can work on it from there. Okay.
Right. Adam told me in the beginning that to try to match the dialer as much as possible. That's how he would be checking the numbers.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. I don't agree.
Oh no, he's fine about it. I mean, he's okay with the meetings and stuff.
Yeah, and he gets it. I mean, look at what we all want, and I'll say this to Alexis, but it'll echo the group. We just want honesty. And you want honesty from us. You want to be treated fair. If you spend an hour training, 2 hours training, 3 hours training, you want to be paid for it, right? And we respect that. And vice versa, we're buying your independent contractor work. We're buying it. So if I buy 20 hours or I have an agreement per hour, what that's worth to me, we expect an honest effort. And if it's not reaching that for some reason, it's okay. Just speak up, right? But there's nothing worse than the lack of honesty to us, each other, 2 ways, and yourself. Because the more honest and blunt we are about the reality of the job, the faster we make distinctions as a mastermind. All right, I've got to move on to the recordings here. Let's go.
Okay.
Sativa,
thank you.
You're welcome. Sativa, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, this is Sativa with Compass. I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online that you wouldn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that'll help you sell it next time. May I do that?
Oh, wow, listen, that's a pretty good opener. I'm not going to lie to you, but we are already working with somebody. I don't know if, we're supposed to be talking to anybody.
Okay, no problem. Would you like me to call you back in a couple?
No, okay, good. Here's your coachable on this one, okay? Where are you going with that?
I wanted to follow up.
I wanted to follow up and see if he needed a second opinion
Okay.
in a couple of months. I don't know. I should have just ended the call there.
No, you shouldn't. No. You jumped. No, hold on.
Okay.
It's a beautiful first beat, and then you jumped out of the plane as soon as you didn't know what to do.
Correct.
Does that make any sense?
Well, I knew he had an agent, so I didn't want to step on anybody's toes.
So why didn't you discuss that?
I didn't think I was allowed to tell you the truth. I thought we had an agent.
Where did you get that thought?
I don't know. I thought that
don't make
California laws. I don't know. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes.
Sativa, you're making stuff up, right?
Okay.
You're making stuff up in your head. Don't do that. Desi's like a phone call away. Hey, what about this when somebody has an agent? What am I supposed to do? And so now we're going to tell you, oh, are you relisted with an agent? I mean, that's the context here.
Correct.
So why didn't you just ask them that? Because you got yourself all worried about, I can't believe how many people panic about compliance. Like is like, are the police waiting outside listening on this line? Or what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing?
They are. They're outside my door.
And are we packing heat? Do we have guns to these people's heads? What does the guy say? What does the guy say? He goes, wow, that's a really good opening.
Yes.
I mean, he validates all this body of work. And then you just said, oh, shit. And he jumped out the plane.
Yes.
But what you did was a problem. You didn't bring it to a conclusion. And what you did was you put him into the database in the future. So what you did was contributed to that 300 names of nonsense.
Okay.
You're bloating the database. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Be more desperate to get a definitive outcome. Oh,
okay.
Do you mean you're relisted with somebody? Shut up. Yes, no, right? Oh, you're not? Would you be open to a second opinion? Because I'd like to send you this information. You can, right? This will help you get started with or without us. Let me get this out to you first if you haven't listed first. That's what we do. We give you our best what to do information for free. You're completely disconnected. And you have that, it's that brain of the telemarketer who's just black and white. Do you want to buy the solar panels or not? Nope. Right? Slow down. Slow down. Because this is not a good outcome, right? Because where did this call go? I'm curious. Where did this call go in the database when it was over?
I have him in a call back.
And you don't even know if he's listed with somebody.
Yeah, I should have.
We have far too many people that are not relisted. Far too many that actually want the help, can accept the help, don't have a relationship. So now you got to make a call someday to a guy. Oh, yeah, I'm still listed. And you're not asking the questions because the police are coming in your head, right? That makes zero sense. I'm sorry. Am I interfering with the relationship that's already in place in the form of a contract? If you're so worried about it, then say it. Don't jump out the side of the plane again. Okay? All right. Let's go to the next one. That's an easy one to coach and a good one. I want everybody to hear that. You all panic. You're all beyond. If you've been around me for 2 months, you're beyond that moment. Okay? No more of that stuff from anybody. Just be human in that moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you committed to somebody already? Did you, he's an expired. The only thing that could stop interference was he's listed again with somebody. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Okay, then you're not supposed to solicit an active listing. I'm sorry, didn't realize you were listed. Best of luck with that. End of story. It's over. Delete contact, right? Why delete contact? Well, what if he doesn't sell with somebody that, he'll show up again on the expired list and he'll be in your queue again through the service. Follow? Move to a conclusion every time possible. That's my concern about these 21 live conversations. What are they? Right?
Correct.
Cool. Here we go. Next.
Hello. Hi, this is Sativa with Compass. I'm calling you because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
What did you say?
I'm looking to send you some information
Good.
that will help you sell your home with or without us at 564 Lockridge, Lochrid, Lockridge Drive, San Jose, California, 95133. Are you the owner?
Yes, already sold.
Already sold. Done. Bang. Done.
Ton of those calls. That's why I wanted to send it to you.
You what?
I had a ton of those calls this week,
Okay.
so that's why I wanted to send it to you.
Okay. So what can we use them for? You're doing a good job. You're cleansing the database. You can say, hey, Desi, hey, Eli, it's kind of weird. Had a lot of people that already sold. You might want to check the data we're getting.
Okay. Okay.
Right? There's the feedback. That's what Desi needs to know. So she could tell Eli, hey, don't know what's going on. Where do you guys get your expireds from, Des?
Mojo.
Yeah.
So they come in just like
Okay.
bulk and 7.
All right. You might want to, double check why. If there's a if
Well, I
she-
think
Yeah.
I'll look at them, but I think if we had a bunch of older ones that maybe are just now picking up, because I know she had a lot of older
Okay.
numbers.
All right, fair
So,
enough.
yeah, we just
fair
don't-
enough, but don't assume, verify.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
Good. Bravo. We're
Yep.
making progress here today. And Sativa, that was better, but it got weird again too, but it was better. What you did was when he said he don't know, instead of bailing out the side of the plane, you slowed down. You knew there was a language barrier. I appreciated that. But then it got a little bit weird with this address. Just go to the offer, right? Say you can make a quick reference. My name is Sativa. I'm calling from Compass. The reason I'm calling is because I saw your 123 Main Street house online and I noticed it didn't sell. So I wanted to send you some information that would help you sell it the next time. Not with or without us. That's all stuff when you're getting objections, right? Just simplify the language. Reiterate. I don't understand what you said. Okay, let me reiterate it. Maybe you plus it up because he's confused about what property. You know what I mean? That's okay. But just reiterate the offer more slowly and let it play itself out. And you come to a very clear conclusion. Okay, already sold it. Great. Have a nice day. You've done the job, right? And what we're trying to do is catch up on some of this older stuff. Now, I don't want you calling older stuff at the end of the year when there's a whole bunch of new stuff, unless you already crushed through all that stuff, right? So Desi, you got to look at her workflow. Why are we calling old ones if she has plenty to do?
Yep, I'll look at all the numbers and see what's going on.
Yeah. Well, just look at the
We're
quality.
gonna have fresh list.
It's a lead quality issue. Okay. There's zero reason to have your main telemarketer calling that stuff in the face of the fact that this is the end of the year. And I don't know anybody in this group that didn't just find a whole bunch of, expireds. Okay. So we want her on fresh stuff. All right. Sonia and Sam. Sam,
Hi.
how you doing, darling? All right, here we
Good,
go.
how are
So
you?
low motivation, don't think worth the package as motivation level at 1. All right, let's listen to this. Let's hear
Oh
it.
yeah, that one's weird.
Hello?
Hello. Hi, is this Wayne?
It is.
Okay, I want you to start practicing not doing hello, hi, is this Wayne? Okay. Try Wayne. Okay. Wayne?
Okay.
Question mark. Because it's 8 seconds to get this all out, right? And there's a little bit of a pause with your dialer, et cetera, right? So just going forward, the name and a question mark. Presuming you have a name that you think that sounds maybe like the person, you answer it, question mark, right? And then go right into the pitch. This is just a little bit extra, and yeah, it's too much, really, too often for somebody who doesn't have patience. But let's see where this goes.
Hi, Wayne. This is Sam. I'm calling from the Beardo Group. I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online, and I noticed it didn't sell. So we wanted to mail you something that will help you sell it the next time. May I do that?
Which home is that?
I have here, it's 3240.
Yeah, we're not.
Oh, shoot. Got stuck on me.
What happened?
Hang on.
Oh,
Just got stuck on me. Hang on. Got to refresh it. Let's see. Just got hung up. It's a good one.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
like
you're
a very serious personality.
well, you're good.
Address. We can send that to the road.
Yeah, we're not putting that on. We're not listing that right now. We're going to wait on that one.
Would it be like in the next 3 to 6 months?
I have no clue.
Okay. Well, if you are considering selling it, we want to mail a package of information for you to have.
Okay, you're lost. You know why? You're not reading from a script. And
Yeah.
start to get out to the objections too, okay? So, oh, did your plans change? Is one of the, we're not selling it right now. We have a
Right,
list of
okay.
objections on that spreadsheet that you and Sonia should role play, okay? Start role playing the objections so they come to you more naturally. Because what happens here is you begin to stumble. Well, you're selling it next 3 to 6 months. I know where that came from. You were working for Paul for a long time. He was using the old scripts, from Proctor days. The 3 to 6 months thing is not.
Hey.
Yeah, I know, I love you, but it means nothing to me anymore because I want more precision, right? I want more
Right.
precision than that. I want to know, much more about, well, why were you trying to sell it, right? So the objection would have been, oh, did your plans change? But instead, you try to start to kind of pester him for answers, right? And it goes sideways because of that. So let's see where it goes.
So, is there a good mailing address we can send that to?
You can send whatever you want to send to 5040 Gates Road.
Okay.
And that's Santa Rosa, California, 95404.
Perfect. Okay. Is there any other?
Okay. Anytime you get an address, I like where you're going. Are there any other decision makers? Good. You're following the script again. That's good. But just anytime any of you get an address that's not the one in front of you, read it back to them. We don't want a mistake on mailers. I'm hearing too many, oh, it didn't get here. Or just always verify that. Because when you send this package, it's everything. If somebody has context to send a package, its delivery is everything. And any of you that don't get the first package out, spend the money to FedEx the next one, okay? So that it's tracked and it lands.
Yeah, I could see it on Vulcan though. It said subject property and the one I said and mailing address, and it was the
Okay,
thing
good.
said. That's why I didn't repeat
Good.
it. but
Okay, good. Fair
I will.
enough. I'll take that.
Decision makers that should receive this information?
Say that again?
Is there any other decision makers that should receive this information?
Well, it'd be my wife, but if it just goes to me, that'd be fine.
Good.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
And it looks like an amazing property. Why were you trying to sell it?
Say that again?
It looks like an amazing property. Why?
All right, just stick with the word beautiful, right? Just stick with the word beautiful. It's more compliment. Don't make up your own words. Just stick to what it says. Beautiful is a very powerful word, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
It just it relates to any situation, really. Amazing doesn't, right? To me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm amazed. I don't know what that means. Beautiful means beautiful, right? It's simpler language. It connects. And he's an older gent. So you can see, just don't make up your own language, just stick to it. And that's what role play will do. It'll make you disciplined here, right?
Or are you trying to sell it?
Oh, we're moving out of the state.
Oh, okay.
We're moving. We're going to move out of the state.
And from a scale?
Oh, it froze again. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to stop on that one. Go to your next one. I like it, Sam. I just think it lacks the discipline that somebody that's been around for a long time should have. Break the old habits. We don't ask about 3 to 6 months, right?
Yes.
You've got to train your brain in this more modern scripting that's more precise. See, when you get into the second half, Sam, you're getting the answers and you're validating it. That's what I was trying to teach Barbara today. I mean, by asking why. Okay, that's a real reason, right?
Yes.
And then he's going to give you, you're going to get into it. These questions are designed to help the person tell you the truth so that you can determine whether an appointment right now or later is valid, right?
Yeah, because actually when I ask him from a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you? He says 1.
Okay, hang on. Let's see if I can capture it.
Were you trying to sell it?
Say that
From a scale from 1 to 10,
here we go.
how
Here it is.
motivated are you
There it
to
is.
sell it?
Hold on.
Well, we're not selling it right now, so it'd be 1 right now.
Okay. All right, perfect.
Okay.
Well, I'll mail that over, and I'll call you in a week to make sure that you received it.
Okay, you're bailing outside the plane too, right?
Mhm.
And you could have gotten more out of him, but it took too long. You had too much in the early part. You could have had him playing the game more where you got to this point. Did your plans change? You'd already know why he's a 1, right? So the things that you missed or weren't trained on yet is why it's not as clear. But at least you got the package out. I'll take it, right? I don't love it, right? But what I would do is I'd pay the freight, I'd get the package out, and I'd make a call back, and you need to clean this up. But this is what I'm trying to tell everybody. Like, I'm not going to be happy with Kathy or Ashley or myself or Laura if we keep letting people nebulously float around in our database. That's not our standard. We're just way better than that right now, right? So if you all have to fight for those answers to make sure an outcome is there, even if you think you're going to lose somebody and all this compliance stuff, nobody's coming to arrest you, okay? This is, we're of service, and we're just saying, hey, do you need a Band-Aid? That's what we have. We have all this information. It's a Band-Aid. Like, do you have the context where it matters to you? We're not doing anything wrong. So fight for a yes or a no. That's solid. Here we go. The next one.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, what is going on?
Hello.
Oh, what? That's terrible.
Oh.
Hold on. That's terrible. 11 seconds of a delay. You're not ready for this call, my dear.
Yeah, no, actually, I had a problem with my headset. It broke yesterday. Right now, I don't know if I sound okay.
Sam.
These are my...
Sam, stop.
Yeah?
You're a professional telemarketer. No more stories about internet this year. No more stories about laptops. No more stories about headphones for anybody. You're all professional, independent contractor telemarketers. No more of that. No more of that. I'm not going to accept that. That's on you all, right? You're supposed to be set up for success with equipment and whatnot, and this stuff isn't expensive. The types of properties you're calling for Sonia, I'm sure she'll be able to front the money for a headset and have it to you in 24 hours via Amazon. No more of those. I don't want to hear that anymore, okay? Let's keep going.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Is this Peter?
It sure is.
Hi, Peter. This is Sam. I'm calling from the Beardo Group. I'm calling because we saw your beautiful home online, and we noticed it didn't sell. So we wanted to mail you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May you do that?
Okay. Yeah, sure. You have my home address in Occidental?
Yes, I have it. P.O. Box.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And it looks like an amazing property. Why were you trying to sell it?
It is amazing. I don't know why it didn't sell. I put a lot of work in there in the last 7 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, foundation and central heating and windows and kitchen and bathroom and paint and flooring, and it never ends. Oh. It's an old house. It's an old house. You know, it's not perfectly square, but it was built 1905 before the earthquake. But it's a nice house.
And why were you trying to sell it?
Well, I've had it for 7 years, and I want to get something in Arizona. I live in Occidental, so I mean, if I don't sell it, it doesn't matter. I can rent it, but I don't want to rent anymore. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of work. And from a scale from 1 to 10, how motivated are you to sell it?
How willing? Oh, well, I want to sell.
Let him finish.
I think about an 8 is out of a 10. That's about an 8.
Oh, really? Why so low?
Well, I don't know. You're the expert. Tell me why.
Well, it just depends how motivated you are to move to Arizona.
Well, no, I don't want to move to Arizona. No, I live in Occidental. I've been here since '78. I got a beautiful place, Occidental, 5 acres and ponds and koi pond and everything. But I want to get a lot in Arizona, so we have a camper, and we just went there last week, and we like it. So we just want to get a lot to go there in the wintertime, park our camper and shop around, and then.
Okay, this is good, right? Because you got the appointment, right?
Yes.
All right. You have a willing participant here too. So you're lucky. He's motivated and he's a good guy, because the beginning part is not good, right? The pause is not good. That's what causes hangups. That's why I just gave that fire and brimstone attitude to everybody. There's zero excuse technologically. There's zero excuse athletically ready, right? And no excuses. We got to be boom, ready. I know it's a bear. I've been coaching this for a long time. I know it's a bear to keep up. Drink a pot of coffee, get up, walk around. There's a lot of calls. There's weeks where nothing happens, right? I get it. But we have to be ready at the beginning of these calls. You got lucky because you're calling into California and there are some gentle people there. This is a gentle Ben, right? So just a couple of things. You're doing a really good job of getting it. You're still sounding a little bit matter of fact to me, and you're not quite listening, okay? So when meaning, wow, that sounds like a lot of work, sounds wonderful. Why are you trying to sell a property that's that wonderful? You know what I mean? There's where it's allowable. I hear you. Wow, that's a lot of work. Don't patronize them, right? Don't patronize them. You know, amazing. At your and I love you. You're young, but if I hear the word amazing one more time from my kids or some millennial, I'm going to tase them, right? So it's just these are word whiskers that we all have, right? But just those are patronizing things, meaning it sounds phony, right? Sounds phony. Just keep it very, very drier with the words, but more involved with the emotion. Follow me? Like this is a gentle old man, and he's been there since 78. And he's got this kind of cool vibe to him. This story's happening. I need you more attached to the humanity of it, right? Right? So when the words, because you're good enough. So the words come out of you. Sounds like a beautiful place. You've been there a long time. Oh, 7 years. Yeah, great. Why were you thinking about moving? Where are you going? Right? Let him answer. Don't be in such a hurry to get the answers. Well, I got to get the 1 to 10 or Danny's going to listen to this and, tase me, right? Be careful of that. I'm okay with longer as long as you're all in control and you're getting the clear outcome. Okay? I have no problem with that. There's a humanity to this. Listen, keep the humanity part short. Don't go off. Like I said, in the beginning, we took Sarah Van and we squeezed her in. I'm actually pulling you out a little bit, right? Be a little bit more patient when you get into the second beat where the humanity comes out, right?
Right.
Got me?
Got it.
Though. It's good though. And you got an appointment. What happened on the appointment?
I think it was yesterday. I'm actually going to call Sonia after this and go over see how it went.
Well, you don't think it was yesterday, I hope. You know it was yesterday, yeah? You booked it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so be attached to that. That's exciting. That's an outcome.
Thank you.
Right? That's your
and actually it said amazing word because last week I heard on my call I say perfect a lot. So I wanted to change it.
Yeah, we'll humor me. Role play with Sonia this week, reading what we've written as a group over thousands of hours of listening to it, because what a lot of you don't realize is just it's been 21 years that I've studied this. These aren't my opinions per se. Sure, I might read books about theoretical things that work for somebody else. We put them in here, we test them, and when we hear the reaction, look, we heard one today. Wow, that's a pretty good opening. I got to tell you, it got him, right? Even though he was in relationship with another agent when Sativa called, maybe, we still don't even know, right? But we got him with precision of language because her opening is beautiful. It's precise. It is the wording that we use, right? The word beautiful. It's a trigger word. It's almost like you're calling me beautiful when you call my house beautiful. You call my home. House is the physical thing. Home is the place where I live, right? So this matters. Like I want you all connected to this. It matters. I don't want you to start writing a book with people. Keep them focused because we also are, the medical staff for these people, especially when it comes to expireds. Look, you didn't sell. Tell me what's going on. Wow. Okay. Hey, I can help, right? You grab that bull by the horns. You get in there. Beautiful. This is something we are good at. By the way, I know Sonia's listening probably via Facebook or something, but what I would say is I think you have to put the Berto Realty Group in there. I know it's only called the Berto Group. I don't like it. It's the word realty needs to identify that this is a real estate agency, because on your calls, more often than not, I say, who you with? Say realty. At least it triggers, right? The Berto Realty Group. Just get that in there.
They do ask me
okay? Yeah, just verify her, with that. But it needs the word realty or real estate. Otherwise, the context is lost on people. Cool?
Cool. Got it.
All right, final spot for questions here today on what you've heard today. Any thoughts, any questions? Okay. Hearing none, have a fabulous weekend. Practice this stuff. I'm proud of you all. But again, I want to see spreadsheets and I want to hear about your workflow so that we can help you. If we know what your workflow looks like, we can see where we haven't been the best that we can be for you, and we can make adjustments. So it's a lot of feedback and openness this year, but it's a lot of measurement that will tell us what's really happening. Remember, you don't need a big list of really solid prospects to be successful in this business. So slow down and stop bloating your databases. It's the number one problem with top producing teams, organizations, agents, okay? We bloat the database without coming to precise conclusion whenever possible. Clean as you go, I tell my kids in my house, clean as you go, okay? All right, everybody.
Thanks, Danny.
See you later. Have a great day.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye.